I go through my field notes books relatively quickly. It usually takes me about a week or two to fill one up, but it can be as fast as 4 days and as long as 4 weeks. And one of the greatest struggles for me, because I go through them regularly, is trying to figure out which field notes I want to use next. So in this video, I'm going to be selecting the field notes that I want to use next and explaining my general thought processes when it comes to selecting my newest EDC notebook. So like I said, the one I'm working on currently is the Sequoia National Park. I don't remember what series this one's a part of, but I'm in the works on completing the collection of National Parks notebooks, and that'll be in a future video, so stay tuned. But before we get into how I select my next field notes, I wanted to look at my archive, the ones that I've gone through so far. This first one is the lined craft, and I went through this one. I started it December 5th and filled it December 10th. This was the beginning of my field notes journey back, 7 months ago, 8 months ago. I'm going to go through these quickly because I've got videos where I go through my whole field notes collection. But I just love these. They feel kind of like having trading cards, you know, like baseball cards. Just, it's like, they feel like collectibles. That's why, one of the reasons why I like them so much. At the start, I went with the United States of Letterpress series, and then I went to a series of the national parks. Then I did that national parks, and then I kind of quit going by the series. Like I was doing it by pack at first, letterpress, national parks, and then I got tired of it because I wanted to use the different ones that I had. They dropped this one as a limited thing. I bought it, got the pen that came with it, thought it was really cool, and I really wanted to use it right when I got it, so I said, screw it, we're going out of order, and I started using it. My wife made me a set of customs. I used those in order because in the archive I wanted to go back and look at them in succession instead of having them random. And then I kind of jumped back on the national parks train for a while. Pitch Black, by far my favorite so far. These are a lot more durable, but they still wear in quite nicely. And if you've noticed, at the end of every field notes, I put a little label on the spine. That just shows me at a glance what date range I wrote in a particular field notes. But from here on, I just kind of picked semi-randomly. And that's kind of the theme with my field notes, is I just kind of go through them and just trust my gut and feel for what's next. After I quit going by pack, I just sort of started to go with what I kind of wanted to use. I watched Blank First Page's video on how he selects his next field notes, and I will say my system is not nearly as sophisticated as that, because he said he goes through, like, you know, doesn't want to use these. He probably wouldn't have used back to back because they're too similar in color. My system is not that sophisticated. It's more so anymore, I don't want to use two from the same set back to back. Technically these are both national parks, but I don't think they came in the same series. So again, that's the ruling for this is, on at least in my experience, is very, very loose. Also, just a fun little tidbit, I always stamp the back of mine with the channel logo. Kind of give it a little bit more me, you know. Now that I've gone through the archive, I want to pull out the ones that I have yet to use and make my selection for when I fill this one up, which is going to be very soon. I started it the 26th, which as of today is 4 days ago, and I am on page 34. I always number my pages. So we are getting closer to 48, and that is the end. So now I've got, let me just pull these all out here. Here's the ones that are empty. Now all of these are field notes. We've got some Walmart ones and some Moleskine ones. I kind of almost want to save the Moleskines for a sub-use notebook, not my EDC. Those aside, I've got my 2 customs that I made a few months ago. Could use those, and those are craft. They're the grid paper. Got my slip cases here with them. I've got another just random blank craft with grid paper. I might use that actually. That one I'm leaning. Let me put that in a pile. These are the maybes. Got the last 2 of the Jason Isbell set. I want to use these at some point, but they're lined, so I'm going to kind of wait on that for a little bit. I also really like this one. This is the guest pass. Whenever we went in January, we talked to Michelle and Jim, and they gave us these free little complimentary field notes, so I stamped it. The Expedition notebook. I'm going to use these up, not right now though. Grand Tetons and Arches. The Arches one is beautiful, and I have a feeling it's going to wear in very, very nicely. Both of these, though, I've just used 2 national parks in a row, so probably not. I've got 2 more of the Dot Grid Pitch Black notebooks, which I have been on record as saying these are my favorites. of all field notes so far that I've used, these are my favorites. In spite of that, I don't think I'm going to use them right now. I think I'm going to wait on them. Last couple fluoro ones, which these are grid. I like these. I want to use a grid notebook next, I think, if you caught on to this trend here. I also have the next two of the Is a River Alive edition. These are the newest ones, the newest quarterlies. So I have boiled it down to these. Honestly, of all the ones that I've pulled out, my gut is just telling me to use this one, just the standard craft. I mean, you can't beat a classic, right? Obviously, I'll get to use them all eventually, but you just can't beat the classic. So I think that's the one I'm going to use next. With my method of finding the one I want to use next, there's really no rhyme or reason other than I just kind of go with my gut and whatever feels like my next field notes. Like this feels like the next one, right? Because then also, that does a number of things. That cleans me out of craft notebooks, except for my customs. So that means I have a good excuse to get more. Upon completion of the Sequoia National Park field notes, I will be going and using my next new field notes, which is the standard craft edition. So let me know in the comments below what sort of process, if any, you go through when picking your next notebook, whether it's a field notes or any notebook for that matter. What do you guys do when you're picking your newest field notes or whatever? I am very much looking forward to filling my current one up and going on to my next one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Join the Patreon for more exclusive access, all kinds of great perks. And once again, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again next time.